All right, so now that we've talked about why you want to invest in cryptocurrency and how you can invest in cryptocurrency, it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. And that starts with the terminology. You cannot make sound investments if you can't speak the language. So let's get started. Our first term is address. And your address is a unique sequence of numbers and letters used to store a coin on the blockchain. In short, your address is kind of like your bank account. Keep that in mind as we go through the rest of these terms because there will be some important connections that you need to remember. Altcoins. So I'm sure you've heard it's altcoin season, and you're probably wondering, what is an altcoin? Altcoins are any coin not named Bitcoin. So Cardano, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, all of those are considered altcoins. Next is the blockchain. The blockchain is a coin's public digital ledger that uses distributed ledger technology, or DLT, to store immutable and digitally recorded data in blocks. So if you're old enough, you may remember when we used to carry checkbooks, and in the back we had the ledger where you would write all the checks that you wrote, and that would help you keep track of your account balance. It's pretty much the same thing, but in digital form. The blockchain stores all of the transactions that a coin goes through. And this is public data. Cryptocurrency is just an encrypted form of digital currency. Decentralized apps, or DApps, are apps built on decentralized technology. And I think it's important we take a pause here and define what decentralized means. So right now, our current currency, so the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, et cetera, all of those are considered centralized finance. They're controlled by a central authority or a traditional banking institution. Cryptocurrency was birthed out of the idea that currency could have value and not be regulated by centralized institutions. So that makes cryptocurrency a little bit more risky because there is not this central regulatory authority, but it gives you more freedom and power over your investment. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, is finance that does not rely on a central authority, such as a traditional banking institution. So that is the type of finance you're participating in when you invest in cryptocurrency. And then we have digital currency, which is an electronic model of currency that is managed, stored, and or exchanged on computer systems. And we often don't think about it this way, but when we use our debit card, we are essentially using the digital form of the currency that we have in our bank accounts. Then you have a digital wallet, which is an electronic device, online service, or software used to complete financial transactions. Then we have our distributed ledger technology. So this is the technology that's used to create the blockchain. And again, that's just technology that has a decentralized database of digital records. Then you have fiat currency. So this is the currency backed by government, but not backed by a commodity. So the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Great British pound, etc. Then we have gas. That's a fee charged to make transactions on the blockchain. It's very important that you pay attention to gas fees as you become a more seasoned investor because they can add up very quickly. And you will notice, depending on the coin that you're investing in, that the gas fees may be more or less expensive. You will also notice that time of day also affects the gas fees. KYC verification, or know your customer verification, is the identity confirmation used when trading cryptocurrency on certain platforms. And you will find that in certain cases, there are platforms that will allow you to use their services without undergoing KYC verification. But it's important to note that when you do that, you do run the risk of opening up yourself to hackers. Mining is a verification process of transactions on the blockchain. So when you sell or when you buy cryptocurrency, all the verification that happens on the blockchain is called mining. And mining is actually one of the reasons why cryptocurrency gets a bad rep, because it requires so much energy and power from computers that there are concerns about the environmental friendliness of cryptocurrency because of the mining required to verify transactions. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are unique digitized collector items created or minted on the blockchain. So these are tokens that you can purchase and they become like a collector's item. So some people have purchased art and they display it on their walls with like LED screens. Some people have purchased NFTs and use them as their avatar for their game if you're into, Madden or 2K, etc. So non-fungible tokens are a huge sector in cryptocurrency right now because most of the time it is a one-of-a-kind collector item. Now, I'm going to ask you to go back to the beginning when I talked about the addresses. And remember I said the address is kind of like your bank account? Well, now we're going to talk about your private key and your public key. So first, just a general definition. Your private key is a unique combination of characters used to verify transactions with selling or withdrawing cryptocurrency. And your public key is a unique combination of characters used to send or receive cryptocurrency. Your public key, your private key, and your address are all connected to one another, but they are encrypted and they're not hackable. It would take trillions of years and a lot of computer power to hack your public key, private key, and address code. But if you think about your address as your bank account, your public key is your bank account number. So you can give it to someone so that they can send you funds, which would then be held in your address, right? And then your private key is like your PIN number. And you would use your PIN to get that money or that cryptocurrency out of your wallet. So bank account is your address, public key is your account number, private key is your PIN number. Remember, you never give out your private key to anyone for any reason. If you lose your private key, you lose access to your cryptocurrency. And then last but not least are whales. And these are cryptocurrency addresses that hold a large value of a coin. It's very important that you keep this in mind, this term in mind, because you will hear about whales. And sometimes people invest in certain coins or certain cryptocurrencies because of whale addresses. But in the back of your mind, always remember that if you have a whale address in your in a coin, that if they pull their investment out, that could have a huge impact on the price and the value of that coin. So whales can lead you to gold mines, or they can trip you up and cost you big returns. So just keep in mind the pros and the cons of seeing a whale invested in a cryptocurrency. Again, this is not an all-inclusive list of the terms you need to know for cryptocurrency, but these are the basics. If you have a good grasp on these basics, you're well on your way to having a sound conversation about your investment in cryptocurrency. If you can't talk about it, you probably shouldn't be involved in it. Let's get on to the next lesson.